Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Again. Assalamu alaikum. So, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري ويشرك في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين. So last week we studied this verse. Just I'll remind myself and yourself and continue where we left off. Who is it that answers the distressed when they call upon him? Who removes their suffering? Who removes their suffering? Who makes you successor on the earth? Could there be any divine power besides God? Let me see this. Yeah. All right. Again. Yeah. Little notice you take, how little you reflect. So we I think, extensively studied this. So we said that's very important, that it asks, God asks questions so that we can reflect on. And we can also learn that we should not really refrain ourselves from asking anything that needs to be thought or anything needs to be understood. So we are learning all these verses. Now we studied up to this 27 Naml. Section Naml, 27th section of the Quran, when verse number is 63. أَمَّنْ يَهْدِيكُمْ فِي ظُلُمَاتِ الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ وَمَنْ يُرْسِلِ الرِّيَاحَ بُشْرًا بَيْنَ يَدَيْ رَحْمَتِهِ أَإِلَٰهٌ مَعَ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى اللَّهُ عَمَّا يُشْرِكُونَ. Who is it that guides you through the darkness on land and sea? Who sends the winds as heralds of good news before his mercy? Could there be any divine power besides God? God is far above the partners they put beside him. So there are many points here to be discussed. First of all, we have to understand that the Quran uses Yehdi or Heda in various ways, and it refers to various meanings at the same time. Now, he is the God, or the Quran really encourages us to ask, what is going on in this world? Earth. The earth is provided so perfectly, in a perfect way, that human beings can have a comfortable life as their life requires to have it. So we have some difficulties, but still the earth is arranged in such a way that we can comfortably make roads through, use the sea for ship transformations. But the word dhulumat, through the darkness on land and sea, made me think that, look, daytime it is light. So I can make my road, and when it is dark, I can walk. Why do you? I asked the words. Why do you specifically mention that fi ظُلُمَاتِ الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ? Now the case becomes serious. Why? Because Ber, of course, we know that it is land, and Bahr is the sea. Now, what are the conditions you have? The zulumat. Zulumat does not necessarily mean the darkness. Hiding. Come this way, man. I want to see your face. So, like this, comfortably communicating face to face. So, thank you. Thank you, by the way. Your understanding, appreciated. Zulumat al-bar, well, it means darkness of the land and sea, really attracts our attention, saying that not necessarily physical zulumat, darkness. Why? Well, daytime is light. I don't care. Do you think daytime, it is not God that He guides me? It is not God that He provided the globe of earth for my convenience? Yes, He is. Why does He say specifically darkness of the sea and land? Does it make sense? We have to ask this question because Quran itself says, ask this question, who is it? Think about it. So I understood darkness darkness in the land, on land and sea. No, if I did not have enough quality to question and find out the answer, there are two ways of, in fact, more, but let's make it simple. Two ways of finding out human questions. Darkness means I am here, I was born, and I reached my age of puberty. It means I became an adult, and I started thinking, what's going on in this world? It is the very human way of questioning. I see, mountains, earth, soil, atmosphere, trees, some animals going here and there. What is it all about? Strange, is it? It is dark. What does it mean? Meaningless for me. At first glance. The sea is the same. So when you go there, there are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of different fish in the sea, in the oceans. What are they all about? This seems to be dark. So since we have to be careful here, since God Himself asks me to question it, who is it doing this? Who is it who is doing this? Since He asks me, He says, use your abilities. We understand? The abilities that is provided for you. Now, first, you don't know who did it, but that is provided for you. Use your abilities, reflect on it, and see how can you get out of this darkness of meaninglessness that the earth and the sea, the globe of earth and the sea, seems to be. Then you go there, mountain says nothing, earth says nothing, atmosphere says nothing to you, but in it, the way they are created, you can easily understand, the human beings can easily understand by using their human qualities that it is so meaningful. Good, I appreciate this. Face to face. So, excuse me, it's so meaningful. So we are encouraged in this verse to use our human qualities to understand what is going on. But the question says, who is it that do you think my skills, my human qualities? No, think about their creation as well. Because I look at myself, what is that flesh and bone and blood? How come that I can think? How come that I have consciousness? How come that I look for the answer? question, answer. Body? Do you think flesh, the cells, the atoms in my body, which are the parts of my body, constituent parts of my body, can they really reflect your feet? So what is it? The brain is meat, a kind of meat. So it means it is another meaning that it is reminding me to go and ask your ability as well to question this, so that by using your ability you understand who is really guiding you. It means giving a meaningful answer. The one who created you with the ability. Think about it. Who can create your feelings? Which kind of feelings you have? Seeing is obvious. What else? Reflecting. What else? Thinking and imagining, questioning, answering, liking, disliking, hoping, frightened, fearing, feeling pain, happiness. What are they? So these are created within us, given within us. We have to think, what is the source of existence of my human qualities? What can be? Earth? The food I ate? It went in my body, doesn't know anything, doesn't have any power, and I can just smash it, chew it, swallow it, and it undergoes into unimaginable process of digestion. It is something going on within ourselves, obviously screaming out that there is a deliberate action, deliberate creation. Somebody is really very consciously creating, aware of what he is doing, arranging your feelings in order to decipher, understand what is going out in the universe, so that you can really come to a conclusion, reach a conclusion, and say, I understand. Now, while I am using my abilities to discover that I need a conscious creator, or I have to acknowledge the existence, necessary existence of the conscious creator, and then whoever this conscious creator is guiding me, so that all the engineering is going on, for example, making roads, making bridges, and doing cultivations, all kind of activities going on, as far as just a simple thing that to make the road on the surface of the earth. It is human intelligence, but particularly meaningless side of it as we see it. For example, if we don't take notice of what's going on in the universe, what we do, we eat, sleep, do some things in this world and die. Do we need any guidance for it? The animals seems to be happy, the happiest creatures, enjoying their life. Plants are, again, happy in their existence, enjoying their life. But at the end, everything dies. When you think of the end result, let's say a factory is working and producing something, and in a little while, whatever it produced are thrown away in the ocean. That's stupid, isn't it? Why do you bother? Why do you bother? There must be a purpose. Production is going on. We are doing something. We are thinking. We are able to think. There must be a purpose. So that is how the Quran is encouraging me to use your feelings. At the same time, we hear that this conscious creator also comes to my aid to understand the meaning of this apparently, seemingly meaningful creation, the things out there. Revelation comes in. So revelation also guides me. But no one starts. We have to be careful. There is no need to leave to pretend, as a religious person said, that God guides us, isn't he? Or doesn't he? It says, oh, he sends his prophet. That sounds very romantic and also mysterious and mystic. Be careful. First of all, God himself, in what we are studying, God's speech, himself asks me to think, reflect. How can I reflect? With the ability I have. You understand? And then, if I conclude that by using freely my human qualities without conditioning myself in any way, either I'm not going to believe in God or I'm a Muslim, I have already believed in God. Both of them are bias. Free thinking. So we understand this. There is a conscious creator, and there are some other questions in our existence, in our life. Yeah, I understand that you are the one who helping us, guiding us, how to live our life and make the existence of the land and the sea, in this really everything in the world, meaningful, but at the end I die. What's the point? Their whole universe doesn't give the answer. Although before, while I am alone with my qualities and with the qualities manifested in the universe, communicated and come to a conclusion that there must be a conscious creator. So, what shall I do? This conscious creator gives an end to my life and becomes meaningless. But my feelings, no one wants to die. Yeah? Even those people who don't believe in God and claim that life is accidentally happening, developed in this way, however it happens. So however it happened, we should just take care of our enjoyment. They say. But enjoyment at that, you are going to die. You know how much you can enjoy. For example, I am enjoying climbing on the mountains. It's good, exciting. But at the end of the mountain, as soon as you go there, somebody will push you down in the cliff and you die. Would you enjoy it? No? You know that definitely it will happen. Either here or there, you are going. Your life goes. You cannot stop it. You cannot stop aging. But you don't want. Again, come back. Who gave this sense to me? The one who created me, gave me existence, gave me the feelings that need. This is always, I am amazed with it. I love it. I love to remind myself and share it with my friends. I want eternal satisfaction, no trouble. That's what I desire. This sense is given to me. Whoever gave it is telling me some message. So this goes into the need of special news, guidance, special guidance. The universe says, I am as powerless, impotent as you are. At the end, all my galaxies are dying. It means my cells are dying. It means my body will die. Yeah? If the cells started dying, what happens? At the end, body dies, completely collapses. Eh? It says, when you look at it, yes, my existence is meaningful, but I am also just a temporary being, and doesn't give any more news about the source of satisfaction of human feelings. This is always we have to remember. That is where the need, absolute need, for another explanation, apart from the universe itself, must come to my aid and guide me and make me feel sure that these feelings definitely will be satisfied. Don't worry about it. That is why we always expect a news from the Creator of the universe and me, apart from the evidence that we see there must be a Creator. There must be a Creator, but how can I make sure that He is going to satisfy the needs of my human feelings, which needs eternal happiness? Correct? So God's guidance comes say that yes, there is no zulumat. It means darkness, meaninglessness in creation, and there is no meaninglessness in the existence of your feelings which require eternal happiness. Does it make sense? And news comes in through revelation that the prophets or those certain people say from time to time in the human history, God spoke to me and said, deliver this message to others. That's it. Your duty is only deliver. You don't force anyone. Whoever wants, whoever needs feels the need that they need this news, can benefit it. Free. But this guidance says there will be an eternal happiness as well. So, did you notice that when we read the literal translation of the Quran, which most of us cannot do more than this, but we understand something. Who is it that guides you through the darkness on land and sea? We say, God, of course. Huh? I'm reading the Quran, after all. So, but it is not that simple, isn't it? Every word here is the key word is zulumat, darkness. Oh, yes, sir.
So it's not a physical darkness, it's an existential darkness.
Existential darkness, exactly. You put it perfect. Thank you. So, on the same line, any problem, any comment, Tarek?
Not yet.
That's all right. You guaranteed the eternal happiness. Good. Alhamdulillah. From you. Okay. That's very silent. Shall we continue? And continues. وَمَنْ يُرْسِلُ الرِّيَاحَ بُشْرًا بَيْنَ يَدَيْ رَحْمَتِهِ. Now, again, you know, when we study the Quran, we realize that some words are specifically but apparently unnecessarily squeezed in the sentence. For example, he could have said the words, I'm going to read the translation or make the explanation in English. So, وَمَنْ يُرْسِلِ الرِّيَاحَ بَيْنَ يَدَيْ رَحْمَتِهِ. Doesn't have to say Bushran. I think you understand. You understand. Bushran is excused there. It looks like superfluous. Could have been said the same thing without using Bushran. Exactly like Zulumat. The first verse also. أَمَّنْ يَهْدِيكُمْ فِي الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ. It's a perfect Arabic sentence. Why Zulumat there? So here the same thing. وَمَنْ يُرْسِلِ الرِّيَاحَ بَيْنَ يَدَيْ رَحْمَتِهِ. Why Bushran then? Now we have to come and deal with the word bushra. Why is it doing that? Let me read. Let me tell this. You can read the translation. Who sends the winds as heralds of good news before His mercy? Before here, as if before mercy and no. Actually, bayna yaday rahmati. You know that between His two hands. It means from Him directly. You got it, yeah? But, from Him directly, I don't know why they said this. Before, isn't it? Before His, no, it shouldn't be before, no. No, directly from Him, I would say, yeah? I don't know, there may be other types of translations, but I took this one for some reasons, maybe make it easy. Anyway, we are going to discuss the detail. Doesn't matter whatever the translation I choose. So I was careless. It was so directly from His mercy. First of all, winds are created only as mercy. Can you imagine there is no wind? What happens? No wind. The atmosphere is stable, static. What happens? All the clouds, or the evaporation, steams, under the heat, goes up and doesn't come to me. So it goes up, the ocean comes down in ocean. What am I going to do on the land? Wind is so important. So it is, I will say, water transportation. Free water transportation. How? You know how wind is created? Without system, the order of it. Hot air, cold air. Exchange, it is created in such a way that they cannot really stop being from not exchanging it. So that as soon as hot air goes up, and atmosphere is created in such a perfect balance that empty place cannot be empty. The other one comes in. This is how the order is arranged perfectly. Then you can say, I know how the wind happens, but who ordered it? Who arranged it? Is it that, can we say that it is just an accidental happening? Perfectly adjusted, perfectly measured, perfectly, meaningfully. That is why creation is one thing, giving existence to something is one thing, but creating in a perfect, wise way makes priceless. So creating my body is nothing, but in a wise way, arranging it, can you imagine our digestion system didn't work? Now, our blood pressure is not really adjusted itself, immune system. Every detail. Can you imagine even when I heard this the news or learned this reading, if there was no shit.
The lid?
No. Shit. Water.
Oh, tears.
Water, let's say, liquid, produced, I don't know the technical word.
Okay.
We cannot see because anytime the eyelid goes up and down, it hurts, stretches so fine. It needs some sort of greasing. You see what I mean? It is automatically produced. Unimaginable. Everything, every detail is taken care of perfectly as they are. They have to be perfectly arranged. You cannot say this is just random happenings because even randomly, out of chaos, randomly, one perfect arrangement cannot happen. My typical example is this, my friends. So, go to a junkyard, car junkyard, right? And every car is so damaged that none of them is working now. Also, total cars there, all of them meaningless things now, to be used as metal now, to go to the metal reproducing plants so that they will burn them, melt them, and clean out all the dirts and unnecessary things and get pure iron. And somebody says, you know what happened? 14 billion years of process jumped accidentally here and there. Earthquake happened, volcano. How many times volcano happens in the world? You can imagine. But 14 billion years, no, I give you 140 billion years. So what happens? Out of this, a Ferrari car happened to appear. Ferrari. Or some people love, I don't know, BMW, young ones, or old ones, Mercedes, but perfectly. But all of them became perfect. Not one, all of them. All of our cells perfectly arranged. Not one, all of them. Even one isn't impossible. That is human mind, man. All of them perfectly becomes perfect cars. Now, as if the dealer selling new cars, brand new. I don't know. Something is going on here, something wrong here. Some people deliberately choose it. They are not ignorant. Deliberately choose it. Okay, they can do that. All right, that is Beyne Yedey Rahmeti. Because of his mercy that arranged everything perfectly, so that you can use your mind, again, intelligence, understand who is doing this. Who can be, what can be? Only the one who arranged the universe in the perfect way. That is my mantra. In the one who cannot create the whole universe cannot create one atom. Because any atom is perfectly situated in the best position within the order of the universe. Perfectly. Any piece of this computer, perfectly put by the engineer. Do you think the pieces of this computer happen to be there accidentally? Is it really possible? Who can claim this? Nobody. So we have to understand and really make sure our belief is perfect. Here we come. Okay, so the wind comes bushran as good news. Now this herald of good news. Why good news? Apparently wind does nothing. But as a result of the way the wind is created, we see that clouds are transformed. Billions of tons of water is transformed to the area where it needs water, so that all the plants, all the animals, all the living beings can enjoy their life. Wind is just a good news for you. Hey, there's something coming, don't worry. Why? Water is really the main element for living beings. So that is why it is bushra. Again, Bushran, this arrangement demonstrates clearly that it is a conscious, deliberate choice. You cannot say it is an accident, the result of accident only. Impossible. Human mind says impossible, not because we are believers, we believe in God, so whatever they say, there was a time, nowadays I don't know what the people are doing, but I heard that somebody is a very prominent man in a Muslim country. There is no need to give specific example. So something happened. I was introducing a book which was explaining how the so-called natural events that taking place in the creation, they say they are not natural, they are consciously, deliberately arranged events, and how the book was explaining it. I introduced the book to the man, and he said, yeah, we don't have such books, but what we do, we remind our students, young students, what in biology books. So it was something to do with studying the living being's life as evidence demonstrating that they are really, they need to be created by a conscious absolute creator, the owner of the universe, Rabbul Alameen. So he said, yeah, we remind our students by saying this is unbeliever theory. You are going to read evolution theory. So we believe not the things are evolving by itself, but God is creating them. We remind them. Solution. How satisfactory it is. It's impossible. Does it solve the problem? Evidence they are showing, apparently, and you don't have any answer saying that, no, we are Muslims, we don't believe, we believe in God. Why? God says, think about it. Understand why you believe in me. Encouragement from God, they say, no, we don't use it. Isn't that, as you laughed, I was comic. Okay, unfortunately, this is still the reality in the Muslim world. All the Muslim world, what they read, secular interpretation of existence in biology, in geology, in geography, in chemistry, in physics. Secular books are taught, and the people say we are Muslims, okay? Your children are undergoing this secular way of reasoning. That is why it became difficult to explain God. They keep saying, but the things are moving, the things are adapting themselves because their brain is washed. Can they adapt themselves? I put the machine here, put pieces of the machine, let's say pieces are ready. It's impossible to be ready, the pieces by themselves anyways, but let's say ready. They will adapt themselves, and after certain billion years, a perfectly working machine will come out in the same environment, in the same forest. How many different kinds of animals exist? How many? At least 1,000 plants, or more than this, but at least 1,000. Same atmosphere, same climate, same conditions. All of them are different from each other, and every single of them is perfectly working. Everything in everything. Their skin is perfect, their hands are, legs are, lungs are, abilities to defend themselves, to feed themselves, to take care of their children. They know how to mate each other. Oh, God, perfectly. Some of them better than human beings in one subject, of course, not two. Yeah, you all know that, for example, smelling, the power of smell of a dog is better than humans' power of smell, but only one subject. So that is it. That's what we have to be careful, that these made-up stories should not really make us doubt about what the universe is not only telling us, no, screaming in every part of the universe. I cannot exist unless you understand that I am created by the creator of the universe. That is why in our description of God, we always say Rabbul Alameen. Allahu, who's Allah? What are you talking about? Rabbul Alameen, the one who creates, takes care of, arranges, maintains. Now, Rabb means really the one who takes care of everything, arranges everything, but not only creating. Apart from creating, on top of creating in the best way, and really sustaining its existence, although it continues to change, magical, my friend, continues to change, the creation. Do you think 2 days are equal at all? Huh? How about your being last year? Completely different man. Yesterday, the same, continuously changing. Not suddenly Sunday, one day you woke up and you are 40 years old. No, continuously, gradually changing in such a perfect arrangement. You don't even notice. I don't notice. So amazing. Everything is so amazing, mashallah. So we have no excuse not to submit ourselves, and except that only at the end he will say, God is far above the partners they put beside. It means, we have to understand that there are lots of things in the Quran, very delicate points. Inshallah, one day, if a verse comes, we can study detail. The Quran explains that those people, we have to be careful here. It may not really go along with this traditional understanding. The prophet comes that there is one God. Be careful here, all of us, please, because it seems to be something very interesting, the way the Quran introduces. Prophet comes, believe in the Rabbul Alamin, the one who created, takes care of, maintains, and sustains the universe, and also cherishes what they need, provides everything what they need. All right, beautiful. They say, what? What? A ilahun ma'allah? Here is the. Could there be this one? Could there be any divine power? Do you see my cursor? Let me see. Mm-hmm. Do you see? Huh? Could there be any divine power? No. Yeah. Could there be any divine power beside God? Yeah. It means, no, we don't say, God is there, but there is another one next to him. No. And if you think something is the source of existence of another thing, is giving the power to create to that thing. So creating is not enough. It should sustain it, nourish it, arrange it, manage it, maintain it, and also continuously change it and perfectly change that nothing, the order should become disturbed or spoiled. Nothing. Order will be kept, but continuously changing. Can you imagine? Unimaginable. Now, everything. So that is why thinking that something is doing something independently from its creator by itself, in the universe, nothing. Even human beings, we have free will, we have consciousness, we have reasoning, and also we have, we know, we memorize, we keep in our memory of the previous experiences, and accordingly we do something. Can we create? Can we give existence to anything, or what do we do? What do we do? What do we do, Tarek or Khalid? It's Tarek, by the way. I'm not confusing your name. So, Tarek, Khalid, what do we do? We choose among what's already existing, created, and rearrange it. Can we rearrange it as we like? We have to obey the order. That is why we should never forget the scientists go to the lab and say, I worked on this project for 2 years, and at the end I discovered this. Where did you discover? From the order of the universe, how it works. So, obeying the order of the universe, they get the result. What does it mean? The one who established the order gives the permission to do that. That is why we are using what is permitted to us. We have to understand, we cannot create anything. Those people say that the technology is the production of science. No, technology is the production of God's order. His mercy provided it. So that we discovered it. We didn't know before. You know, if a person doesn't know how to grow corns, for example, you learn, try this way, the best way. That's what human beings are learning. According to why, best way is what? According to the order of the universe. Not arbitrarily, whether you are the most deliberate atheist, you have to obey the order of the universe. Therefore, you have to obey the will of the creator of the order of the universe. We have to understand what? We are free that I am obeying. I may say I'm not obeying, I'm doing as I want. No, we cannot get out of the order. So we have to be really honest and modest to accept our reality. One thing is very important. Belief is easy. Denial is really difficult. But belief is, I believe there must be a creator. I mean, anything now, look at this table, is definitely there is a maker. No, beyond doubt. All right. What is difficult for us, that we have to be more careful to submit our free will, our choices to his will. That is called submission. Islam is this. Submitting yourself to its owner who created you. That is what the key point for us. Now, Quran says all the people who oppose the prophets, they say, one God? There must be many. How can we leave our many gods? What does it mean? They say, historically, every tribe has its own symbol. This shows, I don't know which one, which tribe. Let's say, how many states are there in the United States? 52? Am I right or wrong? 52?
51.
50? Okay. Now, a prophet comes, hey, man, what are you doing here? Why do you divide the land? Make it one land for all human beings. Why do you divide it? And it's, wow, what are you talking? Are we going to get under one flag? Not everybody shouldn't have any different flags for themselves. That's what's going on. Opposition comes from the people who want to keep division my tribe is better than yours. You say, my tribe is better than yours. Who are you? And then start fighting. So you draw boundaries, and then you cannot get into my tribe. You cannot get into my tribe. That is what is happening. The prophets come, look, all human beings are created by the same God. We are, all of us, children of God, if you like. It means creatures of God. All of us. Why do you make divisions? You are a black man. Huh? Go away, man. What are you doing among whites? You went yellow. What are, oh, colorful. Whatever. You not very white. Go out. That's what we are doing. The prophets come. All human beings are one nation. Millati Ibrahim Hanifa. Perfect. Quran says they want multiple gods. It's not that simple. What do you mean multiple God? God. If it is a God, why one? Yeah? If it is God, why we are two or three? But can there be more than one God? That's what the Quran is. We have been studying these verses. Every verse has these challenging questions. No, ilahun ma'allah? Is there be anything which will claim to be the source of existence of something creator, apart from the creator of the whole universe? Is there be any? Think about it. Ilahun, this question. There is no answer. Ilahun ma'allah? Huh? What are you talking about? Is it possible? Use your brain, use your ability. Perfect. Doesn't mean that obey me, what I'm saying. No, you don't know, man. You are ignorant. I am God. I know. So whatever I say, accept it. No. Within your own capacity, think about it. Within your own capacity. That is what I'm amazed about these verses. I am amazed. That's why I'm sharing it with you, brothers. So just my excitement. So the conclusion is fair to say, Ta'ala Allahu amma yushrikun. Man, God is far beyond Ta'ala. Far beyond, everything, nothing to do with this. What you are saying, what you are doing, what you are ascribing. Nature is so generous. I was visiting a friend and we went to a butterfly museum. It's beautiful, it's alive, and also fish, unbelievable. Beautiful, unimaginable, colorful design, perfect, all kinds of shapes. Come on, amazing. So there was a man there who was studying there. The women, in fact. I just wanted to say something, and just to attract her attention, I said, look at this, in the same atmosphere, all of them are another, and also balance. There is balance, there is really a pattern, perfect pattern. One wing is designed in this way, the other one is just complementary to each other. This one developed this way. Why should be this one just that they will exist symmetrically and perfectly working together? He said, nature is great, isn't it? What is nature? But I don't want to, How simple-minded. Brains are washed. We have to be very careful. We underwent brainwashing. We have to be very careful. To believe is very easy, but to get rid of this way of this secularist way of thinking is not easy to get rid of it. We have to be very careful. Okay. The same, shall we go further, or would you like to reflect on it more? These are beautiful verses. MashaAllah. Yep.
I'm just thinking when it comes to talk about darkness.
About
Darkness?
darkness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why is it that it's guiding me through the darkness? Like, I was just thinking, isn't it supposed to be like something like rescuing me or taking away? Or is it more like existential darkness is a reality and I would need guidance to go through it?
Now it is translated as through,
Yeah.
but the word is not through. في ظلمات البر والبحر. في, while you are otherwise will be in the darkness, it means. It needs explanation. That's why any translation can never ever do justice to the Quran at all. But you have to explain it. You have to put it in a language, because word by word you have to translate it. Now, I am not blaming the translators, but in order to really properly translate it, not commentary on it, explain it, translate it, this sentence, this one sentence, 2 lines, 1.5 line sentence becomes 20 lines. Just the translation, in fact, that is why it's misleading through. No, while you are otherwise will be in darkness if he, the Creator, did not guide you, give you the compass, if you like, teach you. Inshallah, it solves the problem. It's a matter of restrictions of the shortcomings of the translation. Now, go.
Question.
Sorry, of course.
Like what she said about darkness. So do you have to be in darkness to be led?
Yeah. What's your name?
Muhammad.
Muhammad. It's difficult to remember. So, Muhammad, if you don't mind, I will just make an adjustment in your question.
Okay.
You said you have to be
Yeah.
in darkness. Now,
Okay.
your nature, if otherwise you were guided, you would be in darkness because you are in darkness and you are expected to acknowledge it, to become aware of it. You don't have to. But otherwise you would remain in darkness. What do I mean? Well, it wasn't clear. Yeah, what I said wasn't clear. So, not you don't have to be. You have to realize that if there was no guidance, if you didn't use the guiding elements in you, you would remain in darkness. Otherwise, you don't have to, because your qualities and the help of the Quran, but first your qualities, your abilities, take you out of darkness. That is what you have to realize, that no, this seems to be meaningless, but how come that the whole perfect universe can be meaningless? How come? Impossible. So, except that you have to go through acknowledging your being in darkness. Otherwise, you're being in darkness. If you don't use it, you will be in darkness. Yeah. But at the same time, again, I think we cannot go into the second verse today. And the one verse a day is enough, inshallah. So, Quran always speaks like this one, questioning, and also the structure of the language is in such a way arranged that it forces us question first La ilaha. Now, universe seems to be meaningless, but it shouldn't be perfect. How can a perfect thing be meaningless? Got it? So you are forced to look for the answer, the way the things are created. For example, you came home, at the door there is a packet. You found your name is on it. Yep. Can you ever say that the wind brought it, maybe something while I am not here happened, and a packet arranged as a result of these random things, and then dropped in front of my door, and it is another coincidence that my address is written on it. That's what they say. That's what they claim. And Quran says, La ilaha. It means it cannot happen by itself. First, concentrate on it. Can it happen by itself? Can it exist accidentally? And then illallah. No, impossible. It must be arranged by a conscious, absolute owner of the universe, whole universe. That is very important. Owner of the whole universe, creator of the whole universe, is creating any part in it. Any part in it. The one to arrange the computer is arranging every single part of the computer in it. If someone didn't know how the whole computer is going to work, wouldn't arrange the one piece in it. Nothing in this human made, nothing happens or happened or can be explained that accidentally happened to be here, and it worked perfectly, adapting itself to the rest of the order of the whole computer. Can you accept it? Can you accept? It's just human mind. Use your humanity, human quality, freely, but no bias, prejudice, saying, I'm not going to believe in divine things, the religion, they say God is imaginary thing. I am a scientist and I deal with facts. It means matter here in the lab, study it. But matter is full of meaning. Full of meaning. The way it exists, it screams out, declares. That's what the Quran says. Every single being in creation is really declaring the glory of its creator. Must be the creator of the universe who created me with this quality. Every single thing. تسبح له السماوات السبع والأرض وإن من شيء إلا يسبح بحمده تسبح له السماوات والأرض وإن من شيء إلا يسبح بحمده. There is nothing which doesn't declare His glory. You say, I didn't find anything which doesn't work within the whole context of the universe and perfectly working. And it is unconscious, not living, dead. They call it blind nature, Blind nature. Doesn't know, doesn't choose. Helpless. Alhamdulillah. So that we are not among them and we are not. Alhamdulillah, I wouldn't say I was good and stupid to follow their ideas. Alhamdulillah, to be carried away by them. Thank God, Alhamdulillah. Okay? Any more? Yeah?
So can I say that I it says, who is it that guides you through the darkness? That I, in fact, find myself in a state of darkness because I want permanence. I want to be youthful. I want to be healthy. I want happiness. But I see all of these things slipping away. So then, through this guide, then, as you were saying, then everything is bearing witness to the order of the universe, the order that's happening, the fine balance, the perfection, the promise of eternity,
Yeah.
all of that as well. So in a way, it's kind of seems to be diagnosing my situation.
Otherwise, there was no guidance from within my own creation and from the one who creates me. I would be in darkness. I would remain in darkness. Oh, that is why it is not human nature necessitates that I have to be in darkness. No, if I don't follow the guidance, for example, those people think about the creation, but they restrict themselves from what? I'm not going to read the meaning. For example, looking at a book, and I'm going to study matter. I'm not imagining something. You see, and the prophet said, author, where is author? Where? Here is the book. Of course, book represents what? The universe. So I am studying it. Study the paper and how thick it is, what's the structure of it, and the ink, and the cover. And they say, that is how it happened. Arrange it in this way. But how about the meaning in it? Oh, it is something to do with theology. I am a scientist. I am not going into theology because meaning refers to something ghaib. Ghaib means this information written in it necessitates the existence of an conscious author. Who is it? I don't care. There is someone who knows and wanted to reflect his knowledge in the book, and the meaning of the book doesn't have physical existence. But I am a human being. It is not hard to me to read and understand and comfortably conclude there must be something really, all this information belongs to him and from him. That is called Iman, in the existence of an author of a book. In fact, those people, it is so contradictory. Those people who deny the Creator because it is ghaibi means not physically experiential here. The author of the book is not seen there physically, but the knowledge declares it. Subhanallah. So that is ghaibi. Do they deny God, claiming that it is something to do with ghaib? It means they are talking about something imaginary. It's not imaginary, but they want it this way because they condition themselves. But in their practical life, if you ask them, they have a computer, yeah? They say, where did you get it? Where did you get it? It is mine, I bought it. And it is manufactured in mostly China, but of course designed and everything in the States, but produced there. All right. In China, do you think there is a programmer, processor? Huh? There is an engineer? Yeah. Have you seen it? But the way it functions obviously demonstrates that it cannot happen by itself. Yeah? That's what they believe in ghaib. So they say, tomorrow I'm going to do this. Have you seen tomorrow? No. No. How can you make sure? Yeah? You know, it is how it happens, and it will happen, I believe. It doesn't present here, but they believe. Their life is, if you look at them, everything in their practical life, they believe in ghaib. Only one thing, it is they don't want to submit themselves to God. They don't want to say that all my abilities, capacity are given to me. I don't own them. It is very difficult. This is my production. That is my intelligence. That is my work. Yeah. Okay. Everybody is free to choose. They can. God says, okay, there are two ways you can choose. One goes and ends up in paradise, the other one is in hell. That is the result of your work in this world. Whatever the road or path you take, you are free. But at the end, you will end up your destination as you accept it in this world. All right. It is free to go to, they say, free ticket to hell, huh? Well, you can take it. Not admit best. Yes, Khalid.
I was going to say, is it safe to say that darkness is not just understanding that there's meaning, that you weren't created on accident, but also you know that you're created with intention, but then you reject that, you would still be in the darkness even though you know why you're here, just because you didn't submit.
Yeah. So this intention is also, intention also depends on your free will to choose. Intent this way, intent this way. Most of the materialist people, not all scientists, God forbid, there are many believing scientists, but they cannot speak. They are not allowed to speak freely. They cannot write scientific articles by saying that God arranged this, it can't happen by itself, it is not explainable in nature, randomness, impossible. They cannot say this. If they say that, they don't publish. It is something going on strange politically, something. It's important to notice, but those people who condition themselves, their intention is, there must be something, I'm not going to submit myself to the Creator, I will declare my independent existence, although he cannot stop his aging. helpless. He has to obey the order of the universe in his research. They cannot really satisfy themselves, but prejudice. I'm not going to submit my existence to my Creator. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين بحرمة سر سورة الفاتحة. Thank you for joining. Thank you. I'm very pleased to see you here. في أمان الله. See you next Tuesday. إن شاء الله. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.